screen you'll see when you log into LMS, and one of the tab that you are enrolled is 2001 SOE orientation. So you can let me know if any one of you don't have access to this tab. I'll add you right away.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
I'm
salam.
assuming we wouldn't be able to get here without the ID and the password, right?
Sorry, yeah, you need an LUMS
LUMS
ID,
ID
email
and
ID. Yes,
password.
yes.
Okay, so I don't have that as yet, so I guess I wouldn't be able to get in here.
Okay, that's fine. You can just look at the screen, and you'll be able to find out where the resources are and where
Okay.
announcements would be regarding the class and how
Okay.
to contact your instructor.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll start with the basic environment. This is once you log in with your LUMS ID and password, you'll be able to see this environment. This is basically your own workspace. You can see all the tabs. These are the tabs that you are enrolled in. These are the different tabs. And these are the course tabs. So I've created a dummy course site and enroll some of you. Once I click on this tab, it will take me to the course. Now this tab is highlighted. That means you are within this course. So these are the different tools available for a course. And some of you would be useful to you while using your course. But first I'll explore the My Workspace. In My Workspace, you can see a calendar option, and in calendar, you can see these highlighted spaces. So these are basically assignment deadlines. When your instructor gives you an assignment and he or she add it to the calendar for you to get notification, you will see a red highlighted area in your calendar that shows that these are your assignments pending for a specific class. If I click on this red space, it will show the deadlines. Now it is showing the due assignment session number 1 for this is the actually course site name that I'm enrolled in. This is the recent announcement space. So any announcement made by your teacher would be visible here. And this is the message center notification where you will get all the notification regarding your course site, whether it is regarding the forum or any new message posted by your instructor. Now, this is the resource portion. So what students mistake is they basically confuse the course resources with your own workspace resources. So this is not the, if your My Workspace is highlighted, that means you are accessing the resources of your workspace, not a course site resources. So these are your own resources where you can keep your files for assignments or anything that you're working on. So these are your personal workspace. You can keep your resources here. If I click on this tab, that is the SOE orientation tab, and access these resources, this means that these resources are shared by your instructor. So now I'll share some resources and show you how you can access these resources. So I've logged in as an instructor as well. So you'll be able to see any resource that I post in this site. So I'm enabling the notification option for sharing resources. So once the resource is uploaded, you will see that you will get a notification for this resource, and a new resource has been added to this site. Now you can see the resource being added to this course site. So here you will see all the resources shared by your instructor, whether it is a Word file, an Excel file, a video file, or even a web link. Once I click on this, the resource is being downloaded. So this is where you can see your instructor resources. So now moving back, the assignments, the announcements tab. Once your instructor post any announcement regarding your course, you'll get a notification in your email as well. So now I'm posting an announcement in the class. So I'm creating an announcement and you will get a notification for that as well. So now you can see a announcement posted by your instructor. And since I've selected the email option as well, so you'll get an email notification for these announcement as well. And as I've shared that you can see these announcements on the front page as well. So this is the announcement I just made. So once you log into LMS, you'll be able to see all the announcement as well on the main. And once I click on this announcement, it will redirect me to the site. Here is the announcement. And here is the message sent by your instructor. So your instructor can make any announcement regarding class rescheduling or regarding any quiz that he or she is about to conduct when the class starts and you need to prepare beforehand. So announcement can be used for any of these things. Now going to assignments, it's empty. Now I'll post an assignment. So an assignment would be basically, it would have a timeline where you have specific timelines and your instructor would ask you to submit your assignment within these deadlines. I'll show you how that can be done. So if you see this assignment space now, you'd be able to see an assignment that your instructor has posted. So what's the opening time? It's August 25th, 11 a.m. That is the opening time of the assignment and that is the due date. So since your assignment has a due date, so you won't be able to submit your assignment after this. If you click on the assignment, now you can see all the instructions regarding your assignment. This is the title of the assignment. This is the due date. There is a number of resubmission allowed. Your instructor haven't enabled this option, so you only have one submission allowed. And this is the grade scale. So what your instructor has asked, he has asked for an attachment. And it is about session 1 feedback. If you have attended any class and your instructor wants your feedback about the class, so you need to submit feedback about your class. So from here you can choose file that you have worked on. This is the file I've selected, and you can either save draft if you are working on its draft, or you can directly submit it. And this is the honor pledge. So your instructor has enabled this option that you need to check this before submitting the assignment. You have to agree that you have neither given nor received aid on this assignment. So before submitting this assignment, you are agreeing on the honor pledge and submit assignment. So now this is the complete detail about your assignment that you have submitted. And this is the submission time. So your submission timestamp is also noted by LMS. So whenever you made any submission, your instructor will know that you have submitted your assignment at this specific time. Now the status is submitted, and this is the timestamp you have submitted your assignment. If you have any question regarding assignments or announcement or resources till now, please share it with me and then I'll continue. I hope that was clear to you. You can raise your hands or write in chat and I'll be able to know that if everything is clear. Okay, I'll move on. Okay, the next thing is test and quizzes. So currently, there is no test and quiz in your test and quiz tool for this specific site. So what I'll do now is I'll create a test, and you'll see how to submit a test, a time test. Actually, that would be a time test. So first, I'll create a test. So basically, when your instructor create a test on LMS, mostly it would be restricted to a number of submissions. Your instructor would have enabled only one submission of the test, and it would be time restricted as well. It would have a time limit of 5 minutes or 10 minutes or half an hour. So now I've created a test, and if I go to the site, I can see the test now. So this is basically the test. How I can browse to the test. I need to click on the course site and it will browse to the tab. Now I'll access test and quizzes, and within this test and quiz, this is the test that my instructor has given me. So this is the due time of this test, and with a time limit of 5 minutes. So how it will work, once I click on the assignment on this test, my timer will start for this test. So I can access this test today or tomorrow, since its deadline is 26 August. So I can access it either today or tomorrow, but the total time allotted to me would be 5 minutes. So once I access this test, my timer would start. These are the instructions that you will have 5 minutes to complete this assessment. So once I click begin assessment, now my timer has started. You can see the timer here. So this is filling the blank. Now I can submit it. This is the instructions, and it says that if you want to submit for grading, yes, submit for grading. And these are some of the results that you have submitted your test. It shows a timestamp and submission date. So now I have submitted my test. If your instructor has also um, shared to share if your instructor has opted to share the feedback immediately, you'll be able to see your scores here. Since your instructor is not opted for this option, you are not able to see the grades here. So once your instructor want your grades to be displayed, you can see your grades here. So this is how test and quiz will work. Now going back, you can see all the announcements and the deadlines here that we have worked on. So now going to forums. Now you can see there is no discussion yet on the forum. So logging in as an instructor, I'll create a forum. So this discussion forum will be just like the discussion forums you usually see on web. So now you can see there is a topic I've started or your instructor has started on discussion forum. This is the test discussion, and I have started a new thread of discussion. So this is the first discussion that I've started. Your instructor has started. How you can reply to this discussion? By replying here. So I'm going to give my feedback. I've written my message here. You can add a audio message from here. You can add smileys, you can add pictures, or you can add some attachments as well to support your reply and post. So this is how I've replied to a discussion forum. And you can see the conversation here. So now you can see that this test discussion has 2 unread messages. So for every discussion posted, you will get notifications about a new thread or a new reply has been posted to the discussion forum. So how you can enable or disable the notification? So I've clicked on this watch option. Send me an email whenever a new message is posted. Send me an email when a conversation that I've contributed to receives a new message, or no notification at all. So for now, I'm opting for this option, but it's up to you if you want to opt for either of these options and save. So I won't get any notifications regarding the discussions. So continuing, another one is polls. So instructor can use polls for having your opinion on different options like scheduling classes or exam timings or your class submissions, assignment submissions, or any deadline. So I'll be creating a new poll and then you can see how it works. So now when I refresh, I can see the poll posted by my instructor. What is the most suitable class time? Here are the polls. Email archive. So your instructor can usually send you emails, or you can either communicate with your class as well. So this is the email option that you can communicate with your class as well. You can see all the roles. You can see other sections if there are in your class. So once I click this role, so actually this is a project site I've created, a dummy site I've created, so you can see only access and maintain role. But if you see in a real class course site, you will be able to see different roles: the role of an instructor, your role of a student, role of a TA. So in your real class course site, there will be different roles, and all the students will appear here as a student. So if suppose I want to email email my class fellow, here I can select their email ID and I can paste something here. I can add an attachment and send mail. So this is an email I've sent to my class fellow. And your instructor can opt to save all these emails, all your email communication from the class in email archive. So you can see there is no email right now. Being an instructor, I want to email about the class. So I'll send an email to my class. Now you'll be able to receive an email I've sent right away from the class. And if I refresh the email archive, you can see the communication. You can see the email sent by the instructor. So this is the first message I've posted. So if you don't receive an email from your instructor regarding your resources or class scheduling or any upcoming test, you can go to email archive and view if your instructor have sent a message to class or not. Some of students do complain about not receiving emails from instructors, or usually goes to clutter or the junk email. So you can always check for email archive if your instructor have enabled it so. Otherwise, you can always contact IST but before checking your junk mail and clutter for these course related emails. One important thing that I missed was you can always update your profile here by going to workspace and clicking on the profile. So here you can update your picture, select an image file on your computer, and max size is 2 MB. Please upload a picture that is suitable for only class related matters, because this picture would appear on the roster as well. So please choose a picture that is relevant for your classroom. And you can verify your email address from here and see if there is anything missing from your email ID. Because if the email ID is not correct here, you won't be able to get any notification regarding your announcements or regarding your assignments, tests and quizzes in forums. So all this communication on LMS would be received on your email ID that is mentioned here. Please, if any of you have question, please.
I
Okay.
have a question.
Yes, please.
The email ID and the contact information should be your personal email ID, like your Gmail ID,
No,
or it
no,
should be
no,
the
no. It would be your
LUMS
LUMS
ID?
ID.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
since I'm using an external, for testing, So that's why it's showing a Gmail account. Otherwise, it should be a LUMS email ID.
All right, all right, all right.
Yes,
Thank you.
it should be a LUMS email ID. And you should make sure that your email ID is correct here. Otherwise, you won't get any notification or on your email. Any more questions? Shall I continue? So one tab is if you go to my workspace, you can see these preferences. So what are actually these preferences? You can reassign or reposition your tabs that are appearing on your LMS. So this is the LMS testing site. I want it to be on the top. So I've dragged it and saved my preferences. So once I refresh, you can see the site I've moved to a high position is now in the first place. You can also update your notifications here. So this is how you will get notifications. You can opt for announcements. So do not send me low priority announcements or send me each notification separately. Resources and Dropbox related notification, email archive and syllabus related preferences. So you can always update your preferences from here. If you are searching for any course that is not visible, this is the first semester, so you probably would have 2 or 3 or 4 courses at most. But since you'd be moving to next semester, you will have lots of tabs. So what you will have to do is go to my worksite setup, and you can search for any specific course site here, and that would come up in the search. This is I have searched for testing tab. So now the testing tabs are here, and I can select from any of these tabs. So this is how worksite setup works. So that's all about learning management system and how your instructor will use it for assignments, announcements, and testing quizzes, forum discussions. So if you have any question regarding any of these tools, please raise your hand or unmute your mic and you can ask me any question.
Kindly explain the preference tab again, please.
Yeah, sure. So when you are in my workspace, you can go to preferences. This is the preferences tab. Here you can see different tabs. I only have 4 tabs currently, so I don't have to move all these, but if I want that only 2 sites are displayed here, so what I would do, I would move these 2 tabs to active sites, and my favorite sites in top bar, I have selected these 2. So I'll update preferences. So now you can see only these 2 sites are on the top bar, and there is a tab more sites. So once I click on the more sites, the other 2 sites that I've placed on active sites are in more sites now. So this is how preferences work. You can always update your notifications as well. So this is the notifications tab. I'll go to notifications and update my notifications regarding announcements, resources and Dropbox, email archive, and syllabus. So you can either opt out of the notifications that you receive, or you can select for notifications. So if you want that you don't get any notifications or announcements, so you can always opt this option. But I would suggest to select this option, send me each notification separately, and update preferences. You would need notifications from your instructor on your email, because for any assignment, any announcement that your instructor have made, you'll get a notification and you'll get to know that your instructor has updated something on the course side. So that's about preferences. Any question? I hope that was clear. Thank you all. And you can always contact us IST helpdesk@alarms.edu.pk, and you can always contact me directly. My email ID is Afsha Amin for any help related to LMS. This is my email ID. Please let me know if you want to ask something else or I should sign off. And
thank you, Ji. Thank you so much, Afsha. Thank you so much for your
Yes,
time. This
Sarah.
was extremely helpful.
Thank you, Sarah.
Ji. So if the students have any queries, we will direct them to you as well.
Sure.
ठीक है जी. Thank you, Ji.
Thank you.
Thank you
Allah
so much.
Hafiz.
Thank
Allah
you.
Hafiz, everyone.
Okay, so our next session is the library session. Mr. Varis is here to conduct the session. He will talk about the library resources available, how you can access the library, and other details. Assalamu alaikum, Varis Saab.
जी वालेकुम अस्सलाम.
क्या हाल है आपके? ठीक ठाक हैं?
जी मैं
खैरियत से
बिल्कुल
हैं जी?
ठीक हूँ. जी.
जी, so if you can please start with the session.
जी, I do start it with.
ठीक है जी.
जी. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. On behalf of library team, I welcome all the participants in this session. And today we will talk about library resources, services, and facilities. I am sharing screen so that we can run our presentation over here. Assalamualaikum. हेलो. वॉइस इसके ऊपर आ रही है सर? नहीं आ रही? हाँ जी. ठीक.
जी आ रही है.
नहीं आ रही ना, तो आप दोबारा से स्टार्ट कर देना. आपको बोलना शुरू करते हैं.
आई थिंक मेरे पास इशू आ गया, मैं अभी बैक आता हूँ.
जी वारिस साहब,
Yes, yes, please.
जी कोई इशू आ रहा है जी?
प्लीज आप बताएंगे, क्योंकि मेरे पास, मैं तो उसको चला रहा हूँ.
अच्छा नहीं, we can see the slides. Can everyone see the slides?
Yes, we can. I just have a question.
We can.
Can we enter the library without the smart card?
Yes,
On
we can
campus?
have, we can have this session after this presentation, and I
Okay.
will tell you the
Okay.
details about that.
Okay. Thank you.
So so Varis sahab, the students are supposed to see this the slides.
Are you listening? Are you? I'm sharing my screen, and it is visible
जी,
to
जी.
you all.
जी जी, students को
Yes, yes,
नजर
it
आ
is.
रहा है?
And there is a voice also.
जी, voice over नहीं है कोई.
Oh. Okay,
जी, we
if
can't
there is
hear
a voice
anything.
over issue, then I am talking about that and presentation by sharing this content.
ठीक है जी, ठीक है जी.
Okay. I, we do have a Science Direct. Science Direct provides access to over 3,500 titles covering physical, applied sciences, biological and health sciences, social sciences, and humanities as well. IEEE is covering two-thirds literature of worldly published literature on computer and electronics and electrical engineering. And we do have access to these sources, its transactions, conference proceedings, and active standards. Business Source Premier is especially for business-related students, graduates, and researchers, and it is providing collective access to 2,300 journals, and we have to access to 1,100 peer-reviewed research journals. American Economics Association's comprehensive database is providing access to economic literature world over, and almost 1.3 million records are added to this yearly. Cambridge Journal Online is managed by Cambridge University Press, and it is covering leading 380 leading peer-reviewed research journals on social sciences and applied sciences. There is also a database, Springer Link, that provides access to 1,100 peer-reviewed research journals in all disciplines. JSTOR is, as you know, it is an archival database, and it is providing access to over 1,000 peer-reviewed research journals on variety of subjects, and it is covering the material from 1887 to onwards. And most of our students will be familiar with Emerald Insight, and it is providing access to 300 online research journals and their back files from 1990 to onwards. We do have access to ebooks also, and through ProQuest eBook Center, you can have access to the books published available, and more than 140,000 ebooks can be accessed through this ProQuest eBook Center. Oxford English Dictionary is a accepted authority on the evolution of English language over the last millennium. The Oxford English Dictionary covers words from across the English-speaking world. There is IMF e-library, provides access to IMF balance of sheets, statistics, directory of trade statistics, international financial standards and statistics, and such other material published by IMF. Questia is also an ebook library database which provides access to more than 67,000 books and access to 55,000 journals, access to humanities, social sciences, and management studies. All the resources which we have subscribed, we have provided single source access to all the readers. For example, the students can access to these databases, all which are in available library, as well as it is in the databases. Scopus is citation database covered 22,800 plus titles, and it is providing a quick, easy, and comprehensive resource to support their researchers. Google Scholar is showing designated scholarly information material at the LUMS. When you are searching through Google Scholar, it will be giving you platform that if the sources are available at library, you can have an access on Google Scholar, and you can find out their material over there. The library services which we are providing here, you can see that reference and research support service, ask a librarian, circulation and self-check kiosk service, ebook readers, plagiarism check and publication support, photocopying and scanning services, document delivery service for researchers and faculty, and interlibrary loan is for researchers and faculty if the material is not available in a library and we do manage it from the local libraries. We do provide that service, and multimedia services are available also in the library. We have subscription of Grammarly. Grammarly is an automated tool that corrects contextual spelling mistakes and enhances vocabulary usage. Grammarly does not edit your work for you. It is up to you to incorporate Grammarly feedback and decide what suggestions are most appropriate. For Grammarly, you can log on to Grammarly, sign up Grammarly with your LUMS username, and add on Grammarly in your MS Office and Chrome. As there are presently, we are in a pandemic condition, and most of our users cannot access to library. They can have access to library portal.lums.com, lums.edu.pk. It is an integrated account which provides you the catalog information, and as well as your account is over here, you can manage your account through library portal. You can issue your books yourself through library portal, as well as you can advise library for a book if there is to be purchased. And here you can see an access to username. All the users can use their smart card credentials to visit the library and through off-campus access. Off-campus access is for our users who are not at office or at LUMS and they want to utilize our sources. They can access to these sources through vpn.lums.edu.pk. With your Zambil username password, you can access to library, and all library sources will be open to you. We are also having information literacy programs. It is an orientation program, hands-on trainings, and class sessions, workshops, and seminars on various instructional and research tools. Normally, library is offering us timing from 8:30 a.m. to 2 a.m. at night from Monday to Friday. On Saturdays and Sundays, it is from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. But during this pandemic conditions, we are providing services from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on opening of library will be providing you services during the exams 24/7. There are key contacts for contacting the library resource persons. That is Dr. Nadeem Siddiq at nadeemsiddiq.lums.edu.pk. Muhammad Zishan, Muhammad_Zishan at lums.edu.pk. Me, Waris Ali Arslan. You can access to waris.arslan at lums.edu.pk. For general queries, you can email to library@lums.edu.pk. Library is an active component of research endeavors of our students, and there is some 2019 clicks on the library resources utilized by our researchers, students, and community. Thank you for your precious time. And I am also feeling sorry for some time which you will not be able to have the voice on the presentation. Is there a question and answer session? Ms. Sara, can you listen me?
जी Waris साहब, if anyone has questions, आप please पूछें. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
Waris Saab, thank you so much for your time. There are no questions.
Welcome.
जी, बहुत शुक्रिया for a very informative session.
That was an information, and it would be much better if I could have from beginning. There was a voice problem, I think, in first few slides. Okay, one thing is that every student can access to us through email about their queries, about their concerns, and we will be available to them for providing them services from our offices and as well as from home.
ठीक है वारिस साहब, बहुत शुक्रिया जी, बहुत मेहरबानी आपके टाइम का.
Okay. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so the next session we had kept for a troubleshooting session for the RO, for Zambil training. But I think most of your queries were addressed yesterday. If anyone has, किसी और के पास कोई queries हैं, do you guys still want to have this session? We've shared the video with you, yesterday, the RO video. Anyone, any questions regarding the enrollment process? Okay, so since there are no questions, we won't be going ahead with the next session. Inshallah, अब हम परसों मिलेंगे. For the student, actually हम नहीं मिलेंगे, आप लोग मिलेंगे students के साथ, alumni and the current cohort. There's going to be a panel discussion. We are not going to be part of that session. It's just going to be you and the students, the senior students. So अगर उसके अलावा आपके पास कोई questions हैं, any issue that you're facing, any problem that you're facing, Ayman and I are here to address your questions. Please write to us, हमें WhatsApp कर दें, हमें email कर दें, anything. I hope you guys are enjoying the orientation. It's giving you the good understanding of SOE, the feel of SOE. I hope all of those things are being addressed. Okay, ठीक है जी. Thank you so much जी. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.